We're live. Well, welcome back. Welcome to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome me. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
How do you
been.
not look at the screen consistently?
What do you mean?
Well, because you should be looking at the camera.
Oh no,
I'm
that's
still on the
exactly
screen.
what I do.
Oh, okay.
I forget this is the first time you've done any of this whole
This is the first time I've live
thing. Well,
over 2 months.
I know you've been MIA, but you haven't done it here
Yes.
ever.
Well, yeah, probably for at least 4 months now. 5 months.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You know. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
It's good to be back.
Tonight we don't really have a solid thought out plan. Tonight's gonna be a shit show.
Rio and,
Oh,
and Bruno have a solid
Enduro
dinner
the
here.
dogs. Sugar Kitty in the house. Cheers. Nice to see you. Sugar Kitty. Okay, dogs. Oh, are we coming in good?
Are we coming in good?
Huh? I forgot to mainline the Cat 5 cable. Alec, do you want Oliver?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna. Oh, cheers, guys. Dan O.B. in the house. Cheers. Nice to see you. Let us know. Yeah, Dan O.B. Dan McDano. Probably not. You've been MI2. Really? It's been a white.
A while.
Oh, Tim, thanks for sending a literal shit ton of samples. Tonight we're gonna actually be getting into a few of those.
Yes.
We'll be getting into a few. Hey, Ollie Wally. No. Oh, okay, cool. You're just gonna. He's literally just gonna sit there.
Screen.
Yeah.
It's all good. Nobody worry about it. All right, we got this.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere now that Olivia just threw him there.
There we go.
Now that's the real start. Yep. Tim Swoop, though, thank you. Tonight we'll be going through a few of your samples you sent us. We're going to start off with the Garrison Bros Guadalupe 2022 107 proof bourbon port cast finish, which I know this is like a $250 bottle or something like that.
What's the age state? Or is there an age statement on it or no?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, port cast
I'm sure we
finish,
could look it up.
107 proof. That sounds like $250.
Yeah, no, in Texas, Garrison Bros is $250.
Oh, did I ever send you that picture of the cup that I drank out of when I was in Phoenix with my work?
No.
So the Garrison brothers, I don't know when they started doing this, but they have these cups that they've branded and they obviously, put out there in the world. And when I got it, I was like, oh, like Garrison Brothers, whatever the drink was called. And I was like, it's probably just got some Garrison Brothers bourbon in it. It comes in this cup, right? And it's like this, kind of tiki looking thing. But
like a tiki glass?
No, not a glass though. It looks like it's like porcelain or,
Yeah, ceramic. Tiki.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I look at the actual, the cup, right, it's meant to where there's an animal head that's on the top and you're drinking out of the animal head. Out of the 13 people there, everyone was suggesting it was A, a horse, B, a giraffe, or C, a goat. The correct answer? A bull. Because
like a longhorn? That would make sense because they're Texas.
Yeah, right. Well, and that was the thing is we looked it up afterwards, and basically, Garrison Brothers, they had branded these cups to look like this iconic bull they have at the main farm where they do the grain. And it's this big idolized bull. And it looks like it if you take the cup and you put it right up to the picture on the website. However, the cup is up and down and the head is still looking...
Wait, make that movement again?
Just like that.
Just like that?
Just like that. Going to ham. All right. No, but the head is looking more horizontally like the bull normally would. So you see the bull head and then the neck is 90 degrees shifted straight downward and it doesn't look like a bull at all because of it.
Okay, so it's so distorted that it doesn't make any freaking sense.
Yes, all of the skin tone that was put onto it looked like it was a giraffe. The eyes looked like goat eyes. You couldn't tell it had horns because it was the rim of the cup, and then everything else was just okay, so it's probably a horse. Because if you're not going to say it's a cow, but it's on a farm, it's likely a horse or something. So if anyone knows what I'm talking about, or you feel like going and looking it up right
Psycho
now, please
little
do.
goat fox bull. Either which way.
Goat fox bull, yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tim. Seriously appreciate it. I haven't even sent you out some stuff. I did fill a box, of way smaller box with 1 ounce samples because I don't really have that many 2 ounce samples left.
Cheap bitch.
No, it's not that. I have way too many 1 ounce samples. Why? I don't know. Like that's just what people send, I guess. Because
like you were just a little messed up one night and you're like, 1 ounce pull. 1 ounce pull.
Well, that's what we're doing tonight because we have, if we're smart, we can do quite a few pours because he sent a lot of shit, like a lot of good stuff. I left out a lot of the Iron Root stuff because I already have a lot of Iron Root stuff, and we talk about Iron Root way too much on this channel. Iron Root.
I'm pretty sure Iron Root.
Iron Root, that stuff.
But I'm pretty sure the way you pronounce it was
Iron Root. Well, whatever.
Iron Root.
I have a few of their bottles and I talk about them too much, so we're gonna highlight some other Texas whiskey that he sent. Mostly Balcones, which I'm 110% way in. I just want to start out with this bourbon because I've heard
107 bourbon, forecast finish, Garrison Bros.
Garrison Bros is like my least favorite Texas distiller because they're way overpriced and I don't think their stuff is very good.
Fair.
Of what I've had, because their stuff is way expensive that I mean, I have a bunch of Iron Root bourbon or a corn whiskey, but
I still think that's the only one that we've had from Texas, at least that I've had, that wasn't ridiculously expensive.
Balcones, I got a $35 American single malt. That's incredibly priced for
the majority
everything
of their products are a bit pricey.
Yeah. Texas is kind of expensive. I mean, the heat makes it like the older it gets, the more it loses. Because that's something I was talking with Kelly the other day at the distillery. Like, it's just the Southwest, because we're obviously in Arizona, so it's not same. It's same but different, but still same.
South.
Yeah, it's so hot that the angel share gets like insane. Like, at some point, it's just not cost effective to age your stuff longer, or it's just
nasty.
Yeah. So if or you're just going to lose so much product. Like, he has a bunch of American single malt that he thinks is lackluster. Like, it's just like, it's a-okay. And I've had some of it. It's okay. Like, it's just, there's nothing exciting about it or anything. So it's a little disappointed because we want exciting.
Okay. Question. Okay. Obviously Texas, big state, a lot of real estate to kind of, grow grains on, right? So, in the northern parts where obviously snows, there's been, excuse me.
Oh my God. Ooh. Oh, no, sorry. 8, or is that B first bar or 8 first bar? I can't tell. We're in Arizona.
Yes, we are Arizona boys.
Well, Tim, still appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. But no, back to my question. In Texas, in some of the higher elevation parts, where it's colder, why is that not a more, like, common place for them to grow? Not common, but why is that not a location to grow the grains and then distill if it's, a less harsh climate?
I don't know.
Why hasn't that been done yet?
I mean, I know Iron Root is kind of in a like less temperate section of Texas, so I think it has been done. I just don't think a lot of like the big distilleries are quite there. And also there's only so much you can do. Like, a lot of the northern Arizona distilleries are kind of I mean, there's one I haven't tried, the Grand Canyon Distilling Co. or whatever, that's a plan on the docket. But like,
also, cheers, Cheech, cheers, dude. This is what I'm saying. Fighting.
I know, that's why I have this come in on the left, because I do the right hand.
Is that sexy?
A little. Yeah, next time you come, we'll try to figure out a way to have it like come up.
I can definitely taste more port on this than a lot of the other Texas boys.
Can you click on Tim?
You can't tell me to click when I got the click. Okay, you just gotta trust the click with the click. All right. Hey,
okay.
Don't fight me.
Whatever, I can read. Tim, thank you. I'm in the same boat, but I still appreciate you sending everything. Guadalupe is the only I own, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, so we've tried their normal bourbon and we thought it was good, but like, it's still like $80 for like a very just.
I don't know what you want from me.
We'll move the mic somewhere else next time. Okay, Oliver, fend for yourself, buddy.
Right.
Survive. Oh my god, dude, I have a whole ass cat on my lap now. Oh, well, he died. No, he didn't. He made it safe to the bed.
Hanging AZ. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Nice to see ya. Language. We get 2 F words alive before we get demonetized. We got 1 left.
Mother
Thanks,
trucker.
Alec.
Mother trucker. Okay.
West Coast Hunter, guys. Wait, can I read that? Guys, notice any price increases lately?
Across the board or just Texas?
I think just whiskey in a whole. What was like
Whoa.
$60 is now $70
Well, that just
over the
goes with
last
inflation
year,
over the last
but
2
yeah.
years.
But I mean, like everything. The only thing that's gone down in price over this last year and then like gone up and then gone down and gone up is gas. Like that's the only thing that hasn't just gone up.
But even gas is a bit. I mean, it was definitely at a pretty high for a while there, especially in Arizona. But yes, in general, I don't think there was anything that you could just call out in the market and you were like, "Oh man, it's been about the same price." Blowjobs.
Well, I don't pay for those, so
Exactly. So they're the same price.
fair enough.
There you go.
Thanks, Olivia, for saving Oliver. This has a weird, like, toasty, graham crackery, kind of like walnut vibe on it. This is, how much is this though? Like, I like this bottle.
I thought you said 250.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna ask, like, Tim, how much did you pay for this?
Sorry,
Just move it through your crotch space or something.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do with
Yeah.
it being like, right here. Why not? Now we're back to where I wanted to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Or just move it right here.
It's fine. We'll figure
Okay, we'll do this next time. We'll get this squared away next time.
Yes. What's the price that you personally paid for it? And more importantly, what is the price you think is worth?
Because yeah, this is good, but like I would pay like maybe like
Also, I gotta say your graham cracker note is good, but I want to say it's honestly almost more like what am I trying to say? Scone, not scone. You know,
like a waffle cone.
kind of, but no, not even that. Oh my god, why am
It's
I?
like
Croissant.
I was gonna say vegan sugar cookies. Best
So
guess.
light, flaky, and like somewhat of like a toasted note, but nothing
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I like it. It's just like it's not like the best Texas bourbon I've had. Like I'd honestly here.
He's up. And Tim, so that's your best guess at price you paid or price you think it should be?
Yeah. So 2 really incredible Texas whiskeys. We're gonna put this. So this is the Ironroot Harbinger Tri-Barrel Solstice Edition. It is 125.2 proof, so it's gonna be way more
Is
proof.
that like a single barrel version of the Harbinger?
So this is Harbinger, but it's a 3-barrel blend, as far as I'm tracking.
So not like a select or a single barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a liter bottle?
No, 750.
Just tall as hell.
Eh.
Okay, so paying out 150 to 200.
Okay.
I obviously can't get behind that.
Yeah, I would pay 120 for this. I like this better than that, actually. I spoke before I was 100% squared away on that one. Yeah, this is good. This is one of my.
Well, no, this one just that's some cherry shit
Yeah.
in there.
It's a way different ride.
Well, so okay, comparing apples to apples here, then I think that against the regular Garrison Brothers, obviously this is better, but I think that this one does a better job of blending compared to the regular Harbinger against this triple solstice
Triple solstice
chicken wing.
chicken. Yeah,
Yeah, with
we know what you're saying,
the
man.
wing. Okay, we're gonna just go with the wing.
But no, like, I think this is good. I would pay, like 120 for it. I think 120 is where I would like draw the line. Which, by the way, how does audio sound? Are we echoing at all? Are things weird? This is the first time we've done this together.
Do I sound like I'm reaching over the arm to my mic? Because I am.
You probably sound like weird because you're talking this way and the mic's right there.
Well, here's option number 2, ladies and gentlemen. right there. Actually,
that probably sounds
I was
better.
gonna say this feels better.
That
Okay,
probably sounds
now I
much
just
better.
feel like I'm.
You just got to try to talk a little bit more to your right.
I'll talk in the distance.
In the distance.
In the
Do you feel that? The force.
In the ghetto.
So, so this is going to be our year-end recap video. So, I don't know. Okay, yeah, Cheech, that's better.
Thank you, Cheech.
Okay. So as far as Whiskey Tube goes, year-end recap, I mean, we got monetized.
Attack! There we go.
We're still not really making any money, but like got new mics, figured out I mean, outside of just general like getting monetized and figuring out things, like I don't think there's any huge channel milestones. Like we didn't really do anything outside of I learned more about lighting. I figured out the mics.
We hit over 1,000. That was earlier this year. Monetized.
Mm-hmm.
What's our video count at?
How many videos we have?
Yeah, how many videos you have? Please hold.
Please hold.
No, I mean, I think there's a lot of milestones to be had here. It's not just about like, oh man, we took off and all of a sudden we're banging the bucks and whatnot. No,
I don't even know if I can read that. You know, I don't even care to like.
A rough estimate. How many videos?
Rough estimate? Probably like 200, maybe.
200 episodes.
I don't know.
200 episodes.
What? There's how many weeks? 52.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably 3 a day. So 150 plus Advent was a whole 24. So probably like a little under 200 a year.
So call it even 200
Man,
videos.
that's insane.
365 days. That's commitment. All right, we're just going to give a round of applause for Steve for being committed.
That's too much.
He has a problem, but that's okay. We're not talking about that today. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, the milestone takeaway I would say is like getting to know more people in the Whiskey Tube community. That's been like the main takeaway thing. I like West Coast Hunter. I think this might be your first live you showed up to, but I appreciate you. Tim Swoop. I mean, he sent us this stuff. Like I didn't even know Tim Swoop at the start of last year. Peter White. I think Peter White's been here. I mean, Tim also has, but like Cheech as well, Hang In, Sugar Kitty. But like when did we start live streaming? Was it the start of last year? Or the start of the end of last year?
No, the end of the year before last year.
Oh, okay. Well,
you're living off of you're living in the
in the ghetto.
In the ghetto. Yeah. So you're living with
arguably
Cody,
still the same thing.
And I mean that. Yeah.
No, that was
2020. Yeah. That was 2020, my friend.
Dude, it's 2022.
I know. That's why I'm saying the end of the previous year.
Oh, the end of 2020 is when we? No, because we started live streaming when I was at the place with Olivia.
Love that place. Come on. Everyone knows that place, right?
You know that place. I'm not trying to dox where I've lived.
What? Oh, you mean the place you lived before?
Yeah, before here.
Trying to name a restaurant or something like that.
No. Cheers, Mr. Great Shot and Whiskey Lover Society.
Cheers,
Appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out. But no, I mean the main takeaway is just getting more community engagement and whatnot, seeing more people, meeting more people.
Well, yeah, I personally am glad to see that.
Oh, you're just gonna pour that back?
It's okay. I don't have a lot of cookies, just a couple.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm not sharing any of that with anyone, so it doesn't matter. You're getting herpes for sure.
All the good herpes. No,
but
I think like the amount of times that you told me like, oh, I live streamed with so and so. I think that is definitely a good takeaway. I think that.
I mean, it's like revolving like the four main channels I talk to, but
that's sweet. I think all of them. It's been good times. In the conversations I've had with Bad Axe Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
With John. With there's one other one.
I know you met Trev.
Trev, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But all good conversations, good times, good people. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of great people in the community, and I feel like over this.
The money.
Yeah. Oh, it was never about the money. This is nothing but a huge black hole of finances.
Yes.
I mean, that's just whiskey in general.
Also, total props. I didn't notice this till now to the barrel top. How it literally looks on fire with the lighting.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, gotta say.
Yeah. You act like I feel like this is the first time you've been on the set when I designed this set for us. Not for myself. I mean, it works for me, but it makes it look like I have a halo. But like this is how it's supposed to. Yeah.
Center right there.
Although, I mean, post, I'd like to kind of tone it down a little bit more. I mean, I can do that. Here, let's look at this cool, nifty, smart home shit. No,
let the OCD go.
Look at it.
Oh man.
Oh no, but then it darkens too much. Nope.
Dude, light it on fire. Keep it on fire.
Well, whatever. I tried, guys.
PW? PW? PW?
I don't know.
I'm going PW.
Oh, yeah. Hanging. Okay. Well, right now we're drinking Balcones Mirador Single Malt. Do you know what that is?
Mirador? Sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings. I hope it's something out of Lord of the Rings. If so, that's damn good branding. I would agree with Mirador. But okay, single malt.
Okay, so this is I'm getting mixed price points, but about $90.
Okay. Not too shabby.
Mirador is by the way, cheers y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out. What are we drinking tonight? We're drinking a bunch of random Texas shit, but like, what are you guys all drinking?
Yeah. Is anyone else getting into
Cue the romantic music?
Wow, 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 wow. I've been feeling like lately.
Okay, second fill bourbon malt. A Mirador is the second fill, the whiskey, the bottling ranging from 2 years to almost 5 years in age, but because of the aging took place in used cast oak. Okay, so it's like it's just their normal malt, but in a second fill cask.
And Mirador is a large pre-Columbian, middle and late pre-classic Mayan settlements. At least I think that's what they're going for with the naming here. Otherwise, some great real estate apartments.
Smell that. I mean, we did not clean these glasses. That was a mistake. Not even with like a casual little bit of water.
I was going to, but it kind of came hot, and I didn't know what you wanted.
Well, it's been a day, dude. I'm very over the holidays.
Oh, me too.
Same, but different, but still same. Here, you gotta move that cursor just a little bit to the side so it stops highlighting shit.
I like
Wild Turkey 101, my starter.
Oh, I also forgot to tell you, and I'm sure you didn't care for this, but on the day after Christmas, Shelby and we did the 3 Wiseman shot.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, so that's 1 ounce shot of American whiskey, a 1 ounce shot of Irish whiskey, and a 1 ounce shot of Canadian whiskey. It's from the show Letterkenny, if you don't know, but great tradition. Good way to get messed up on accident or on purpose. But actually, I went with a slightly different approach. So I used Elijah Craig, just the 94, the American. The Irish, I did Jameson because I didn't feel like spending any money. And then the Canadian was
Green Spot. Yeah. Green Spot.
Yeah. And it made it so much better compared to I think we did Crown Royal 2 years ago.
What did you use for the Canadian?
Green Spot.
Green Spot's not Canadian. That's Irish.
Sorry, no. I should have used Green Spot. No, the Canadian was I don't know why I was thinking Green Spot. No, it was the
Ooh, Tim.
What was the 132 proof? The Game of Thrones edition. The light whiskey, Canadian light whiskey.
No, that was Canadian rye.
You know what? It counts in this case. It was Canadian. That's what I was going for. But that was the last shot.
Buddy, I don't think he did it. You don't have that bottle. You never had that bottle.
The one you got.
That was an American light whiskey. Chief, you did it wrong. You didn't read the label.
Perhaps.
Buddy.
Perhaps. Well, that's
Buddy.
A disappointment. Well, no wonder it tasted better then.
Yeah. I mean, there's
some just, basic Canadian whiskey.
I had some good Canadian bottles, as in
what?
Yeah, Peter White. He's referring to Cat's Eye MGP light whiskey.
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, that is an MGP light whiskey you have, which is distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, not wherever the hell in Canada.
Canada?
Look, Peter's from Canada.
Oh,
He'll square you away.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Peter, I did get a my mom for Christmas. She bought me a. I've been talking shit about their brand recently. What is it? Whistle Pig. No. It was Whistle Pig 10-year-old. I kind of liked it. Kind of didn't mind. Not the best, but this is awesome. It's stone fruit. I like this.
I'm gonna say it's almost like a strawberry lime.
It's malty stone fruit, a little bit of a strawberry.
For being Texas, it's oddly very like fruity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it still has a little bit of the Texas background, but
yeah, there's that maltiness. Wow, that's like plums, pomegranates, peaches. I feel like I'm just saying too many peas and plums. But you get all those in there, right?
Yes, a little bit of raspberry.
Yeah, like blue fruit. That's just a fruit cocktail, like
that tastes like if you put
a savory fruit cocktail,
a Mai Tai or
well, it's not like Hawaiian punchy. It's like a savory fruit cocktail.
No, like I'm saying, you could throw that into like a Mai Tai, a daiquiri, like any of those super fruity drinks. Like substitute this for the vodka, and I bet you everyone would be like, "Wow, that is so good." They wouldn't really tell the difference necessarily either.
Yeah. Oh. So I have this from Obtainium, Cat's Eye Distillery. No, you did this. Same bottle, same, but different, but still same.
Okay, well, you know,
I like Cat's Eye a lot.
It doesn't help that they're both 64 point something percent.
Mm-hmm.
They both say Obtainium. They both have the same white label. They both.
But you see how this says Canadian whiskey and this says light whiskey?
Hey, buddy, don't make me use the second F word of the screen.
No,
okay?
no.
That's what I said.
Alec, we get two.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm threatening to use the second. All right. Gosh.
I mean, arguably, two great bottles.
This should be the leading forward portion of the bottle.
But getting back on this, Mirador, this is really freaking good. It looks like the color of urine, so I expected it to be horrible, because it's light and it's a Texas whiskey, so you kind of expect them to be a little bit on the darker side. This is really good. Tim, you did a good job with this one. Yeah. Tim, out of all the Balcones ones you've sent, what's your favorite? I doubt this is going to be my favorite, but this is a good start.
Well, this, like some of the other whiskeys we reviewed in the past, I think it's situational, because I could not drink this on the daily.
It's a little bit too fruity for me.
Yeah, but like I said, if I was just feeling it, get down with like a little bit of jazz or something.
This is 107 proof.
I know, that's amazing.
This drink's like 100 at best. Like this drink's like water.
Well, compared to the port finish cast,
which is 107.
Yeah, that one felt hotter, I thought, for sure.
No, this is like a summer porch pounder. You're gonna take it you're gonna take it out to the porch and pound it.
Yeah, while the kids are playing out in the yard.
Yeah, just we're not doing this.
No?
Have you Mr. Great Shot, I have their bourbon as well, or I have both the bourbons, the cash strength and the non-cash strength one. I like both of them a lot. They're more traditional in the sense of like traditional like Kentucky bourbon than your typical Texas whiskey, but I like them a lot. I don't know, it's up there. You for sure tried it.
I was gonna say, I know I've tried it.
Yeah, because they sent us to both those bottles, and then I've since consumed 2 of the cash strengths. So like bottle? So they've
consumed 2 whole bottles.
Yeah, they sent me a cash strength and a non-cash strength. I did reviews. I acknowledge that they sent us them in the reviews. So because I'll review whiskey if they send us a bottle, I'll review it I'll just acknowledge that they sent them, but like I don't really like they're not paying me for a review. So it's like, okay, I'll review your stuff, especially Texas. I'm willing to like get into any Texas any day of the week.
Okay.
But so they sent us 2 of those, the non-cash strength and the cash strength. I've since had 2 of the cash strengths.
Oh, like you went out and bought them yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You know, they didn't send me that much whiskey. That would have been bitching if they did. But no, I really like those. I'm a fan of Rumble as it shocks everyone. The Mirador is a great summer drink. Yeah,
Or
no.
as Steven calls it, a summer porch pounder.
No, this is like, I would sit this in the same category. Like, this is like the Texas side of what I think about Irish whiskey, where it's like, that is for like just chilling outside and drinking straight whiskey. You know, as long as it's not cold outside. Like, it's like, for us, it's more of a springtime, because summer, I feel like you can't drink straight whiskey outside.
Oh, yeah, you can. It's just at 4 a.m.
Yeah. No,
Like when you're watching the sun go up.
Yeah, a lot of my drinking outside during the summer is in mixed drinks, and then I'll drink straight whiskey inside in an air controlled environment. But like, especially springtime, man.
Fall.
This fall I want to start getting the
heavy
herbaceous
shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
The rye is very good too. Mr. Great Shot, I have not had the rye. They didn't send me that, unfortunately. Unless you were talking about the Balcones rye, which I still haven't had. I've only heard horrible stuff about that.
Why?
I don't know. People just don't like it. I mean, not a lot of people like Texas, but I love Texas, so like a spider monkey.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
like
What?
no, you
Okay.
I'll
Is that an off
yeah, it's
channel
off-camera.
conversation?
That's
Okay,
off-camera
yeah.
Conversation for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now that we are monetized, but also fortunately, since we do make money off of this stuff,
can't
very
say
small
anything.
amounts, but yeah, they actually do watch the channel now, so we can't get too wild.
That is a fair point.
Yeah, because YouTube doesn't give a
Did you just
I'm throwing it. I almost just used our second F word, but YouTube doesn't care until you start cutting their bottom line.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, that glow really shines off that dome.
God, it looks straight dumb.
All right.
Okay,
On to the next
here, can you click on story times chat so I can actually read it?
one, I suppose. All right.
Cheers. Who is the new guy? I don't know. I've never
Hey.
met him. Cheers, Shane. Nice
I'm
to
a-
see you,
I'm a guy
man.
From the street. Steve picked me up.
Picked him up on the
gave
curb?
me this shirt. It's a little big.
Give you just a random white shirt.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
He said, "Get out of my house," and I said, "I want to hang out." So,
Okay.
right.
So the next one we're going to get into is going to be,
Ooh, see that?
yeah, supposed to release a country. I can't wait for that to hit our area, because so their bourbon is literally everywhere in our area. Not everywhere, but at Total Wine especially, they're there. That's why I've had so many of the cash strength, because the cash strength's like $50 in my area, and I pound that shit like it's going out of style because it's such a great value. Them and Iron Root. Anytime I see Iron Root Harbinger, you see it like once a quarter, I buy it without hesitation.
You want to see it once a quarter?
Yeah, and then it's gone pretty quick. The next
That was the
one.
nice thing about Tucson is I felt like there was a lot more that I found at the Tucson Total Wine that
Yeah.
that you said you couldn't find up here. But then there was that one time I went, I literally couldn't find Old Forester either.
Yeah, well, I mean, hit and miss. Small town places are hit and miss. Like some or smaller town. Not that Tucson's a small town. So this next one we're getting into is Balcones Rumble. It's 114.6 proof. It is a Total Wine pick blonde coffee cake.
This is
What's the
right?
yeah
Wait, coffee?
blonde coffee
All right.
coffee cake. That's the name
I'm
of
down.
the pick.
Let's get at it. See, this one's
Ooh.
fruity still,
But it
not
has
overly
more of
fruity.
like an earthy, like graham crackery type. Is there? Okay, yeah. There's freaking dog hair stuck somewhere.
Or the
It's on my
cat hair that was
nose.
just all
Yeah,
over.
yeah. No, Oliver is literally. That's why I don't like touching him or anything, because he consumes you. He gets all up in you, and he just starts making
Oh,
it
yeah.
happen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. No, not you, sick bastard. No, the Rumble. I get the coffee cake flavor, but it's like if you had coffee cake that was drenched in like a really rich stone fruit syrup, basically. That's how I'll describe it.
Yeah, I get like a plum,
No, the nose doesn't even do it.
brown
justice.
sugar, a little bit of like a syrup, little
but like,
sizzurp.
but like it's thick on the palate. That's why I say syrup. It's because it just feels like it's thick. That's some viscous stuff.
Yeah, there's a nice viscosity. That peach comes in pretty hard. I'm getting like a blue raspberry, a little bit of a toasted oak, graham crackery. And there's this signature Balcones note. I don't know what it is, but it's in everything. Is it that peach?
It's kind of almost
What
like,
would you
but
call it? It's like
no, it's a peach, but it's like a cobbler peach, not like peaches out of like off of the peach itself, like off of.
It's like a Texas-y peach. It's like
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm saying.
spicy peach.
That's what I'm saying, cobbler, because it's like got the spice and it's toasted and everything. Like it's a little different, but it is like a good peach. Like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Not really, but like,
Whatever.
yeah.
No, it's.
Ooh, look at that red light. I'm so
That's what I
close
was
to the
saying,
red
it
light.
just
It's
goes off
so
the dome.
bright. It's just shiny. Shining.
Like you could probably put, like a solar panel on the left side of your head and just collect that shit, dude.
Yeah. I hate you. Yeah, I'm with Tim. This is my favorite that we've had so far.
See, this I think is more crushable than the other one.
Then Mirador.
Yeah, the Mirador.
Yeah. I think
Mirador could be overwhelming at times.
This one objectively is just a better whiskey.
Yes.
It's more complex, has a little bit more going for it. It's takes everything that the Mirador is very bright, it's shiny, it's not youthful, but it's a little lackluster. Like it's bright, it's shiny, but
it collides.
behind that like bright and shininess, there's not much going on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that how you're saying there's the signature Balcones flavor there?
Yeah.
It collides.
Yeah, it does kind of consume that like Balcones, and then
this one kind of like flows right
Yeah.
into it.
This is like an experience. The viscosity is thicker. It's a
Yeah.
little bit more proof, but not overwhelming. I think this is just a better pour. I mean, it's Texas. It's Balcones. It's like Balcones single malts. It's not inherently the most balanced, I would say, but it's still like
It has
that's
the right
just
amount
crushable.
of contrast between the flavors that it's bringing compared to the baseline. That it just feels like it. It's got a good back and forth. I guess that's the takeaway. Good back and forth.
Mm-hmm. No, I think this is the best one here.
So far.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get 2 more ones.
I thought you were having a seizure.
No. I'm trying not
You went like this.
I'm trying not to smack my feet on that freaking bar. I've
have a
done
problem
that
with that?
before, and I swear to God, I almost broke my toe on a live stream once. It hurt so bad, and I was trying to
did you
pretend
get
it
it?
didn't
Were
happen.
you drunk?
I don't know. I slipped.
Were you drunk?
Maybe.
A little.
But yeah, I got like some sort of like PTSD or whatever.
The foot to death?
Yeah.
You got an issue, man.
I'm sorry. This is, like I said, this is going to be a shit show of a live stream. Hey, all of you, 4Leaf, cheers. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
All of you out there in the Whiskey Tube community, I mean, we pretty much did our year-end recap. We got some whiskey, met some good people, hit some channel milestones, but like, I mean, this has been it's been eventful, but also like not super eventful, I guess, kind of year.
Depending on the perspective, yes.
Yeah, it's like
in the realm of whiskey, yeah, maybe not the most.
Yeah, I don't think I've had any like crazy wild whiskey that like blew my mind.
Okay.
Or like had some sort of revelation. Like last year I had a bunch of revelations. I made a whole ass video about it. Someone posted a comment on it recently. I'm like, are you gonna do one for 2023 or the end of 2022? And I was like, man, I wouldn't even know what to talk about. You know, I've been thinking about that. Like,
well, no, you've experimented. That's another thing that I think is a very good milestone. Is that you've experimented because you got the kit that lets you age stuff. Remember, you aged it.
Oh yeah, I learned that that's a nightmare.
Yes, but still, learning process. We've done aging. We've done fat washing.
Oh, that was fun. I want to try that again.
It was.
I want to do.
Horrendous.
I want to do that with like a American single malt and a bourbon, like a Westward, maybe Westland might be fun. Like a Westland single malt, a little bit of like a chocolatey, no,
I can see that.
But like with the bacon fat or like a bourbon. I think
dude,
so.
I'd take coconut oil for that.
Okay, well we did
maybe even like adding like a little bit of peppermint.
We did a rye with ours, and I think it needs to be like a bourbon. I think we should have done a bourbon
with the what was it? Our good friends, the one that you love. What was the rye that I did it with?
I thought you just did it with Bullet.
Yes,
right.
It was Bullet rye, but I did.
What'd you say? Are good friends?
Yeah, because you used to love Bullet. You know what?
Yeah, before I knew good whiskey.
Right, anyway, I did it with Bullet rye because A, it was cheap, and B, I had a handle, and I wanted to get rid of the handle. So I think
exactly you wanted to get rid of it.
Yes.
Like it's not a bad whiskey. It's 95.5 MGP. It's good, but it's like it's the most 95.5 MGP I've ever had.
The point of it was I was doing it with something that didn't have a flavor profile that was distinguishable.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm saying if you did it with something like Westland, how much of that flavor profile are you willing to kind of not? It could enhance, but it could also ruin. I think that's.
I mean, yeah, but it's a 2-ounce sample. Like, let's send it.
Yeah, but no.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that maybe bacon grease was a little bit too aggressive, and something like coconut oil might be a little bit more nonchalant. Let's just give it a taste of something extra.
Yeah,
and not make it this overwhelmingly fat wash grease bacon. Thank you.
Sorry, just realize your mic's like over here and you like it.
I still can't figure out the right position.
Yeah, it takes a while, and I feel like I've been talking. So I did last week's live stream and the whole video. I did one where it was cocked to the side like this, like just off the canter here. I'll do it so like just like right here, like kind of how yours is, just like this. Yeah. No, but it was like right here, and since I wasn't talking into it or towards it, and my voice is going here and the mic was over here, it was kind of echoey.
So like everyone
in post.
No one heard what I said. Okay.
And so like I don't know what they apply to this to make things work, but you know. Yeah, we are both on the same screen. It's weird as hell. This whiskey is weird as shit. So this is Lost Lantern. It is a Balcones. So Lost Lantern, they're like a third party.
This actually just reminded me. You know what I do actually want to try fat washing with? You're gonna cringe really
tequila?
Hard. Nope. No, it's not. No, I still want to do whiskey, but the ingredient I want to fat wash with.
I don't know.
Minced garlic.
Garlic?
Minced garlic.
Do they have like garlic fat?
No, but like minced garlic, you know how it's like already like, or you could honestly just crush your own garlic and then just like let it. I don't know. I guess at that point you're not really fat washing.
You're just adding garlic oil.
I think it'd be kind of interesting. Like imagine a garlicky, like smoked bourbon.
Let's put a pin in that one, buddy. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a Balcones single malt that's finished in tequila. It is 128.8 proof. And yes, 4-leaf, we're on the same screen. It's weird. It's weird. Maybe, just maybe, Alec will start being able to make it to these.
After my wedding.
Yeah.
we'll talk.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
keep it to an hour. It'll be like very in and
We'll
out, but
figure
we'll
it
try
out.
to make it happen.
Yeah, but for those of you who don't know, in the last 3 months,
You've been busy.
Yeah, I got a new job, moved back from Tucson, moved in with family. I still have a kid, in case you didn't know that part. But then I also have my wedding coming up, and I've been like prepping for the wedding, and then holidays as per usual.
I still have one. It's like what?
I still have a
I would
kid.
hope so.
There's this kid I have, and I still have him. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm nearly back, pending like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month at tops. We'll talk about it anyway. Anyway, all right.
BRT 1 and 2 were a couple highlights for me. I heard those were pretty awesome. I'm kind of upset I didn't see them anywhere, because that would have been something. That was the limited release from Makers this year. The BRT.
Oh, I did see that somewhere. I was actually kind of surprised you didn't.
You son of a.
No, I didn't see it like available.
Oh,
But
okay.
I remember seeing. I saw it on like. An
Sorry.
Instagram.
When you said that, I thought like you like passed up on it. And I was like,
"Hey, man,
you
yeah,
son of a.
No, but I think that would be a really good one.
The Francis says garlic and whiskey sounds horrible.
Actually,
Just like that. Horrible.
No, it was more like that. No, it's not bad. I don't know.
Peter White putting the cart before the horse. And what?
The garlic whiskey, maybe?
That sounds horrible though, man.
You know what? Get over it, okay? Hey, see, at least I don't know about garlic, man. More for you though. And you know what? I think that you have to be a garlic lover. It's the same thing as if I were to say I want to put a ton of cumin in my tacos. You know, sometimes you don't love a ton of cumin in tacos.
Having some Thamond gate pour. I finished Irish with. Dear Lord, that is a nightmare to
from
read.
Limerick.
Yeah.
That was one of the towns I didn't get to go to in Ireland, and I think I kind of missed out on it.
Mm-hmm. You fucking did. Oh, there we go. That's our second
That's number 2, folks.
Hanging AZ likes dill and rye. Same. I love those herbaceous flavor profiles in rye. This, I hate the nose, love the palate. The palate gets like earthy.
It starts off a little bland, but it progresses into a very good flavor, I will say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is basically Balcones malt finished in tequila at 128.8, which isn't insane, but it still has that like.
I would say it doesn't feel like
it has that peachy like Balcones, that spicy peach, but then it has this like huge earthy input.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It progresses into a much earthier.
It gets like earthy
flavor.
and savory.
But see, like whenever we talk about earthy, I always kind of like reflect back to red wine, because I think that's one of the more earthy alcoholic beverages that I would consume.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the same earthy. It's a very different earthy.
It's more of like a savory earthy, less like dirt.
Yeah, but it's like, not to say that like fresh vegetables are like the word to go with, but like it has
Vegetal?
No, but it has like I'm talking about fresh. Like it's like fresh vegetal.
Like non-old dirt?
No.
Like dirt that's not old?
Like you just washed off your broccoli and then you put it in the oven, compared to you got broccoli out of the fridge from 3 days ago.
So like broccoli without freezer burn.
No. Yeah, kind of. I don't know, man.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I don't know, I'm trying, man.
I tried like riding that ride with you, but man, yeah. I was lost.
You rode and you died pretty quick. AZ Bullet MGP.
I do not like this on the nose though. It's so much tequila.
No,
it's tequila and then that like
perfumy.
peachy malty.
Really,
yeah.
And it doesn't give anything, like even the peachiness doesn't come through as you'd like it to. It's like a faint peachiness.
Oh, my neck did just crack, which was glorious. That felt so good.
Nice. Have you had
Nice.
Redemption Rye yet or no?
No.
I think that's one of the whiskeys that people have told us about for
so much.
a year. Like a year at least.
I get every single week, I get suggested new whiskey, and I buy
Redemption is one of them.
hardly ever any of them. Like there's currently, I want to buy, since we're on the topic of Balcones, I want to buy the Balcones normal malt.
Okay.
and potentially the Rumble if I can find it, because this shit is good.
Yeah, if you want to pay 150 to 200, I guess.
Is that how much the Rumble is?
That's what he said. It was about 150 to 200.
I thought that was for the Garrison Guadalupe.
No, yes, okay, you're correct. That was for the Guadalupe. What's the Rumble at?
I don't know. Use your cellular device.
Well, I want to know.
You have the power of the internet. Here we go.
I want to know what he bought it for, not what it's, what the.
Oh, well, so Balcones, the only time I really see Balcones is in Total Wine. So Total Wine's going to sell it for a good price if I can get it there. Excuse me. Oh, dude. $57.
Oh, see, that's worth
43 here. Oh man, yeah. I'm totally gonna. Yeah. No, I've been a huge fan of Balcones with their malt recently. So like this seems like such a fitting ride. But yeah, so far top for me is that Rumble. I think the Rumble is that's really good.
Rumble has the best overall flavor, nose, finish.
Yeah, this might be a cash strength Rumble. So this is 114.6 proof. So this might be more expensive than the one I found online, because the one I found might not be cash strength.
Oh.
Because that's the way the world crumbles. Okay, last one. Let's clean out these glasses.
Oh, wait. So we had the regular Rumble, and then there's also your cash strength.
So there was a tequila finish one we just got into. And
you just said the Rumble. Oh, never mind. Okay. You grabbed a different bottle. I thought you grabbed a new bottle and you're like, now this is the...
Finish your stuff.
No, I'm gonna pour it out.
Just pour it on there. Or
that's disgusting.
Here. I don't have to drive.
Steve's a very lovely woman, in case anyone was wondering. Really.
I mean, that's still good on the palate.
It is.
It's just the nose I don't care for.
Well, and like I said, the front end of the palate doesn't bring what you want. It's not until you get like midway through that you're like, okay, now.
Yeah. Peter or Tim, not Peter. You have Peter's chat highlighted, and
Peter.
I was looking at Tim's stuff. Here. Okay, there we go. I think anyone I gave Rumble to has gone out and bought one. I don't recall pricing. Yeah, I mean, the one I found online is like 50, but I bet that's like the 50% ABV or 47 or whatever the heck they price it at. So I would assume like $100 or so, knowing Balcones, but like I would pay, I'm not 100 for that, but I want one. So yeah, I'd probably pay 100, knowing the way pricing goes. I would happily pay like 70 to 80 for that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Imagine in 20 years when we're going to be talking about, you just be able to buy a whiskey for under $50. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore.
You're such a piece of shit. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, she's covered from lag, so it looks good. That's it. I just remember Limerick had the giant, like the actual castle with the walls and everything, and that sounded like a really cool sight to see. But it's obviously amongst countryside, so I get it.
So this last one is Balcones single malt pick from Breaking Bourbon. It is 139 proof. I have a Total Wine pick, which is incredible. I absolutely love that bottle. It's on the top shelf from Balcones. That one right there. That is Balcones American single malt pick. What?
TEZA. Between Westward and Del Bac.
Yeah, Balcones. Where are you getting the Teza from?
Oh, Texas. I thought the X was a Z. This is why they have you do those tests at the eye doctor where you have to read the letters.
You are blind. You are so blind. So freaking blind.
Anyway. Okay, so single malt pick.
There is a castle or two in Ireland.
There might be a castle or two or 200.
Yeah, just like one or two, no big deal.
Just do what you gotta do.
It happened. What are we drinking tonight, everyone? I know there's quite a few more people.
I think Tim said he was having a margarita.
Yeah, margarita. Tim's going hard in the paint.
Well, he just wanted
Wait, did he say because it's Taco Tuesday? It's Wednesday, right? I'm just remembering that. He said something about a margarita, and I assumed Taco Tuesday, but like
I think we all assumed it was Tuesday, actually. You know, Christmas was on a weekend this year, so we all got screwed up.
Monday off.
Monday was a thing. And,
I like this.
It has our Balcones flavor, aroma, smell, you'd say.
Four Leaf says Ireland is like Germany, lousy with castles, just like you're lousy with fleas. No worries, don't worry about it.
Okay, so this one, does not feel like it's at 139.
Four Leaf stopped counting days last Friday.
Start counting years, because we're coming up on a new one. No, this has like the Balcones flavor profile.
It's so much denser.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it runs hot. It does
darker,
run dense.
Yeah.
It has like just proclaimed,
so
like very far out there flavors.
It's so tight. I feel like this is one of the weird toy like a toy. I think this is one of those cases where I would be pro adding water to a whiskey because I think it needs to open up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
A what?
You know, like the iodine.
Yeah, I do have one of those, but instead we're just gonna go. We're gonna be ghetto with it. There we go.
Okay. But
taco night is every night in Texas. Hell yeah, Tim. Tim, where do you live?
I thought steak was every night in Texas.
No, that's just what everyone wants you to think.
Well, I guess.
Tim, where do you live in Texas?
I think he lives in Texas.
No, where in Texas?
Yeah, I think he lives in Texas.
No shit. I know you're like, you said you were like an hour or so away from Iron Root. So you're more of like you're more of a northern man in the Texas realm. Right? Texas. I could be totally wrong.
Texas.
Fort Worth, DFW.
What an airport. Okay, so let's say
I hate DFW.
Water to
that's
water.
So much better.
So much better? Really?
I opened it up. It's still a little dense though. Like there's surprisingly from the I'm getting a little intoxicated. The Rumble. There's still so much more going on in the Rumble than this one. This one's dark, it's dense.
I do agree though.
But there's not that many like flavor explosions, if you will.
That's what I was saying. Like without water, it just tasted like Balcones, but hyperdrive Balcones. With a little water, it's Balcones half hyperdrive. And then Rumble is Balcones hyperdrive going through like the Kessel Run.
Yeah. This has freaking nerd.
Chef.
This has like a huge like graham cracker brown sugar note in there though. That is the one thing that the Rumble doesn't have. So the Rumble comparatively, not saying that this is a Rumble, but the Rumble's more of like a bright, fruitier explosion.
Has so much more fruit.
Yeah.
So much
where this one, it's more like it has like this like that Balcones like spicy peach, and then it's this huge like brown sugar, graham crackery, almost borderlining chocolatey flavor profile.
I would go not chocolate, but like
a baker's chocolate.
I was saying toffee.
Close enough.
Yeah. No, I think I've been trying to identify our Balcones,
I like that one though.
Like that fruitiness that we're talking about.
Yeah, the what we're calling the spicy peach, although I don't think that's a great way to describe it.
It's kind of like it's kind of like I don't know. I don't want to say it's like cinnamon, but it's kind of like cinnamon.
It's like a cinnamony peach.
Peachy, yes.
I don't know.
know.
Hey, of those of you out there who have some Balcones single malts and know the flavor profile, what do you call it? Because like it's a distinctive flavor profile. So on Advent this year, I had Balcones Lineage, which is their like low proof budget American single malt, which is fabulous for the price. And the second I had it, I was like, I know exactly what this shit is. I know everything about it. It tasted a little hotter from memory. I remember me being like, that tastes a little hotter and a little bit more explosive than that bottle is. But it had that flavor profile that I just honed in on. And I was like, that is it. That's it 110% of the way. Okay. But yeah, I think like a spicy peach is what we want to call it.
So I'm going to throw out a couple of words to you and you're going to tell me yes or no, okay?
Penis. Yes. Large. Maybe. Hopes. What? Sorry.
You're such a piece of shit. Okay. Tell me if these words come to mind when you think about Balcones, okay? Ginger.
Not to mind, but when you mention it, yeah, there's a little bit of ginger.
It's kind of a ginger.
Yeah. Oh, are you looking online to do like the flavor notes?
Well, no, I just looked at like classic peach spices. So
yeah, ginger.
Ginger. Okay, ready?
Here, wait. Let me pour. I'm gonna do a little bit more of the rumble in here.
Well, so we did. Okay, so ginger. We already said cinnamon is.
Dude, that ginger. One. Yeah, it's like a gingery, spicy peach.
Okay, next one. Nutmeg. I don't see nutmeg.
I see more ginger than nutmeg.
Okay, all right. This is the last one that I think. Because the other one's clove, and I don't know if clove really fits the bill.
It's more of like it's a
lighter.
It's a spice, gingery peach baking spices.
Yes. Okay. So
if that's what we want to call it, because that's basically what they're doing at that point. Let's list every stereotypical baking spice, but not call it baking spices. It's like, dude, just be general at that point.
Yes. Okay. Last one though. Cardamom.
What?
Cardamom.
Come on. What are you saying it fast to like it?
Cardamom.
Cardamom?
Yes.
I don't know off the top of my head if that's
I had to look it up too.
What that actually like tastes like.
So it's like
I think that and clove are like kind of like one and the same for me. Mentally, I know they're not actually the same. I'm sure if I A-B'd those two specific spices, I would tell a difference. But like in my mind, everything's like cardamom and clove. Like those are like interchangeable.
But it's like more like peppery. I guess you could say.
Whenever I say clove, it's cardamom and clove.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. I mean, that's what this whole whiskey game is, though. Like we all say random notes, but like that's just what I think of when I taste the flavor profile and what it reminds me of. That doesn't mean exactly that's what it is, because I don't have an infinite knowledge of what every single spice and every single flavor profile tastes like.
No, I agree. But it's also the fun of it too, is that you're sitting there like, like there's something in there that I know I've had.
I'm not gonna lie, doing this live stream, I miss doing shit here with you and like doing reviews and stuff. Like whiskey reviews by myself are not great. Like it's like it's something I'm okay with and I'm cool with sharing my opinions, but like the part of like doing a review I enjoy most isn't giving the notes and tearing apart a whiskey, it's sharing my opinions. But like with you it's like it's nice to be able to bounce thoughts off of it. And like we're kind of like together, we're whittling down what we think the opinion of like this Balcones flavor profile is. Where with me, it's like if it was just me, it'd be like, well, it's like kind of like a peachy flavor profile, but like I don't really have anyone to bounce off to validate and kind of dig deeper solo. But like that's why I like doing reviews with someone else, just because it kind of helps you hone down what a like more, let's call it objective thought of the flavor profile is. Because if I call it cinnamon is it's a baking spice.
Well, and it's extremely common amongst all whiskey.
Yeah, so if I say cinnamon, you'd be like, okay, well, I get like a baking spice, like clovey type flavor profile. Like that's something we can both agree you're likely going to get a baking spice flavor profile off of this. Yeah.
Like cinnamon, brown sugar, whatever else. Like, your common spices.
Yeah, and that's like the kind of thing I miss is like with me, it's just like I'm bouncing my own thoughts in my own head.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like sometimes I can talk myself into something.
Okay.
Where it's like with you, at least like if I start being like is it almost like if I start going like way off the track with like my thought process, you'll be like, dude, you're being dumb. And you'll be like, this is what I'm getting. And like together, even if we both go off the track, we'll still create like a more cohesive line.
Right. Well, because if you like see one flavor and you just go down the rabbit hole of that flavor, you can't get off, right? You're in it to win it. But then if you have a little bit of back and forth, you get something else.
So look at, for example, we'll add 3 people in this 4-leaf. Balcones, I get hot cinnamon candy. Like so we're getting more of like a peachy baking spice. She's getting a hot cinnamon candy. I would say arguably it's a little bit more of like a hot baking spice flavor profile. We lean a little bit fruitier with it, but like...
Well, the peach, I think the peach is indistinguishable.
The peaches, yeah. At least for all the ones we've tried today, which I love. Balcones, I owe you an apology. Whoever like is the owner, zoom in.
Yeah, so it's like...
Well, I could do that in post, but I can't do that here.
All right, zoom in on Steve. Do your thing.
Yeah, I've learned
zoom in on Steve.
I've learned some pretty awesome things in Adobe Premiere Pro this year.
Learn how to shoot a porno.
I mean, I think that would just be camera angles at that point. Like lighting, film in a whole is camera. It's camera angles, lighting, and audio. So those are like the 3 main things. So if you square those 3 things away, like you can do anything. It's just for whatever you're filming, it's different camera angles, it's different audio, and it's different lighting. Like what would a scary movie be with bright lighting?
Well, yeah. Obviously.
But like you don't want to do like a happy bright like sunshine and rainbows and like feel good movie with dark lighting, except for that moment in every single feel good movie where like everything just drops off the cliff, and it's like because every feel good movie you need like rom-coms, you need things to feel like shit. So here, I've been watching a lot of Hallmark rom-coms recently because that's what Olivia loves. Yeah, and tis the season to watch rom-coms. Blah 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 blah. But no, like it's the same thing. It's like where it's like we want nothing to do with relationships and happiness, but I also really want to be happy. And then you find someone who everything totally works out, but then there's one problem. And then everything just falls apart because of it. And the end is them being like, but I'm an idiot. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. I forget what movie we were watching. We were watching some movie the other day, and then Shelby was like, there's no way that they got together all within like 2 days of Christmas. And I was like, I'm pretty sure in most Hallmark Christmas movies, it's like the week or the day, or the day after. Like, it doesn't take long at all.
The clock runs a little fast in Hallmark movies.
Oh, yeah. They fall in love, and it's like that.
4-Leaf Whiskey says, editing sucks. Yes, I must acknowledge editing is a nightmare. You gotta love it when you do one take that's just perfect, though. Like, where it requires no editing, but you're already, like, allocated all this time to edit, so you can either, like, edit it really quick and just be done with it, or you can get, like, extra with the editing and do, like, weird things like what Alex just talked about, where the whole zoom in thing. You could do things like that. Huh?
I think it would be fun when you say Balcones.
Balcones.
I owe you an apology.
Balcones. I owe you a sincere apology.
Balcones.
From the bottom of my heart. You're like super like 1960s. Balcones. I owe you an apology.
And then
let the Balcones
Balcones. I owe you an apology.
Let me find them. Some are harsh, but there are some good ones. Yeah, fair enough. No, so Balcones, that's where we got tangent off. I was talking shit about Balcones.
No, talking shit. Talking good.
Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah,
it.
me apologizing for talking shit, which arguably I still think my opinions are valid, so it doesn't really matter. So Balcones, love their single malts, hate anything else from them. That's why I haven't gotten their rye yet. Is their American single malts are phenomenal. I enjoyed every pour we had today.
Definitely.
The Guadalupe, I know the price tag on that, and I'm a little.
Honestly, out of all of them, well, the tequila finished one was
That was a little hit and miss, but
Yeah.
that's an experimental type shit.
Yeah.
So that I don't
But
really
see,
think
I
that
would
counts.
Still put it as if I was rating them.
Yeah, no.
Over the four today.
Let's rate them.
Okay, over the
What's
four
your
today.
thoughts?
I would say Rumble,
5. We did 5. I know math is hard for a math major, but we did 5.
Shibba.
Rumble.
Okay, so
Words.
Rumble, numero uno, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think that Rumble, that's for sure not.
Oh, I'm just putting them out there so I can keep them off.
Oh, so you can read.
Yeah, so I don't look like an idiot beyond not being able to do math. Okay, so I'm definitely hitting up Rumble first.
I think that was the most cohesive
Yeah, it just was.
profile.
Yeah.
That was just good. There was no like ethanol heat with not too much proof.
Right.
I know that. So this is the year-end recap. So we're going to share some recapping things. This year, I've learned my theoretical proof point is somewhere in between 110 and 120s.
Okay.
Like that's where I've really enjoyed drinking some stuff.
Okay.
Because 100 proof is like, for me, I don't really delve 90 proof much. I hardly ever like if I'm doing American whiskey, which is like our bread and butter, bread and
buddy.
bread and
I
butter.
love buttering up.
Yeah.
Bread, my buddy.
So if I'm doing American whiskey, it's at least 90 proof, but more often than not, it's 100 proof.
Yeah.
And so 100 proof kind of became the baseline for me. So like for like getting the best quality out of your whiskey while still enjoying it and still being able to drink it and whatnot, I've learned I do really well at like 110s to 115s. Like those are like my perfect things. Once you start getting to 120, it starts getting a little bit hotter, a little bit more like, hey, we can't just butt chug this, which theoretically it should do that because guess what? You can't butt chug that. But like from what I've learned is like I really enjoy whiskey in between 110 to 115s as like just like not nerding out, not giving you all tasting notes, not like deep diving a whiskey and taking this super seriously. And like I'm just sitting at home just enjoying something. Like 110 to 114 is perfect for me to like truly enjoy a whiskey.
Okay.
Like not getting nerdy about it, but not like, you know, underthinking it either. Like where I'm like, I'm deliberately drinking this whiskey. I'm trying to enjoy it, having a good time. It just works great for me. And like that's not a hard and fast rule, but like 110 to 115 is my new like favorite proof range, I guess.
See, I think I lean a little bit more like 105 to 115. I think that's partly because every time that we hit a 120 mark on something, I have reservations almost. Like I don't want to drink anything that's 120 proof if I've had 3 drinks already. You know, it's like there's caution. You have to kind of like
yeah.
there.
Which
But
again, you know, for good reason.
right. But
We all know what happens after that.
Yeah, but see, you also can't just be like, oh, hey Steve, you know, we're hanging out. I just got here. Do you want to have a little 120 proof? It's like, no.
You got to walk into that.
Yeah, so like you can have that like.
That's why we started this live stream with this, because I knew 115 proof Knob Creek rye pick would be a great like baseline for the flavor profiles we're going to go down.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that you have to like, you got to know the steps to get up the ladder kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that if I was picking up a whiskey any day out of the week and I wanted to give it a try, I'd throw out 105 to 115 is the perfect place because you can start it there, but you can also end it there without being like, holy.
Yeah, I guess like the main thing is like 100 is just a little bit too little.
Well, yeah,
so like,
yeah.
If they did more things at 105,
I think 108 is actually great.
Or like 108, like for example, Maker's Mark, like they're all like around the 110s, 109s,
Yeah, like,
and they're perfect
really good.
right there. Like you don't need to do the 120s.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And like, yeah, again, like there's some bottles that it's like, okay, for example, like take the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Like all the Elijah Craig barrel proofs that are like 120 don't stand up against the 130s.
It's because they're not that damn strong.
Yeah, but like flavor profile and like enjoyment wise, they just don't stand up.
Well, same thing with the frickin' the Breaking Bourbon pick. Like, as soon as you go over 120, I think flavor wise, you are either you can't stand up to it, or you just think it tastes like ethanol.
Mhm.
And I think that's another defining factor. But we've also gotten into the conversation of what's proof versus age, because sometimes you can have something that's super high proof, low age, and it just doesn't do it right. But you can have something that's super high age, low proof, also doesn't do it. But when you hit that perfect in between, then you're all of a sudden like in that zone where you're like, oh my gosh, it's at 102 proof, but it's 10 years old and it tastes freaking phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess there's a sweet spot with everything, which I mean, with every brand it's going to be different. Tim Swoop said, I was a disaster making the samples since I kept trying them, which I totally can see that because you sent, I think, like 16 some samples, which I'm going to get into the Iron Roots probably off camera because I'm self-conscious about, so I don't like talking about Iron Root or Adventurous Stills because those are like the two like crafty type distilleries that I know most of you can't try, especially Adventurous Stills, since I'm kind of like their part-time brand ambassador at this point. Like I don't really want to be like whoring myself out for one specific brand. Okay, first of all, eat a dick. But no, like I like both of them, so like I try to be like kind of like often like deliberate when I talk about them. I try to bring them up. So most brands I don't actively worry about how often I talk about them, but both of them I actively worry about how often I talk about them because I don't want to become like a shill for one specific brand just because I know the people who either own that or work for them, and like I have like some inherent like emotional response towards them, I guess. Like, I mean, Adventurous Stills, obviously the local AZ distillery I love. I kind of work for them. I rep their brand. I love the shit out of them. They're fantastic people and they make some great whiskey. As far as Arizona whiskey goes, is it going to be the best whiskey ever? Probably not, but like, man, they do some of the best stuff out of Arizona I've seen. Them and Del Bach are fantastic.
Yeah, I would put Adventurous Stills above Del Bach, though,
Mhm.
and I don't.
I think that's yeah. You have no inherent reason to talk about that. I think that's
because Del Bach has fallen into such a specific profile.
Yeah, they do one thing really well,
but they also
like
charge a ass for that one thing.
Dude, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got some picks, cash strength stuff. Man,
it's good.
Dick, it's the same price of, speaking of what we've been getting into, this Balcones, like a cash strength pick of theirs. It's like 1/110s. So is Del Bach nowadays.
Yeah, but see,
and like arguably, I think Balcones is better than Del Bach for their American single malts because that's what Del Bach does.
Right. Well, but that's also because Del Bach is like the mesquite smoked single malts.
Well, I don't have a mesquite smoked pick, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I need to get one. I have their non-smoked picks, but like their non-smoked picks are $100 each. And like it's still like, man, that's a lot of money.
But I mean, like,
that's not cheap.
That's the thing, though, is that like you can say Balcones has their flavor profile at the baseline, the peachy baking spice,
which I love.
It's fantastic. Yes, you can also say the same thing about Del Bach. They've got their mesquite smoked, and it's like a very light smokiness, but it's got flavor to it that you just don't really get anywhere else, and that makes it unique. But it also makes it hard to branch out from there. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to, throw some, apple pie flavored mesquite smoke something or another, and it's like that could be good, but that could also be not very good. And when you sell it at $130 a pop, it's like.
Yeah, I mean they did just recently release a rye, which is MGP Source 90. I don't know if it's 95.5 rye, but I do know it's MGP Source, and they finished the MGP whiskey in their mesquite casks. I have the bottle right there. Oh. Long story short, Tastes mostly like an MGP rye.
Really?
There's slide here.
All right, come on.
I need
Use
the
the
force,
force.
bro. Okay. Don't drink too much of this because I do have one. I want to close out our last appearance live on the channel with a celebratory pour from Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Also, like donated by Tim Swoop, which again, dude, thank you. Like you freaking killed it, man. The guy
Should we call him T-Swoop?
T Swoop.
T-Swoop.
I peeked the mic there. That was rough. T Swoop. Swoop. There we go. Yeah, so we have two in front of us. One's 132.6 and one's 118. So we're going to do the 118 one.
Why?
I mean, shit. Okay, we'll do the 132.6.
I'll do a sip.
I was acknowledging you had a,
I'll do a sip of the 132.
Okay.
Sorry, actually.
Is that just their normal rye? That one? Yeah, okay, cool. Just trying to be aware of what you're drinking. What you drinking? What you thinking? Time
It
night.
smells a little bit different, but yeah, as far as the palate, it's MGP rye.
I think it's
That could be bullet like rye right there.
okay. Maybe not there. I think it's significantly better, but I think it's on par with most of the MGP 95.5 rye producers. I think it's maybe a little bit better because they do a little bit different stuff with it. But like, again, like it's just like
don't get the
there's
sweet flavor
there's
you get
an-
on the single malt.
yeah, there's a negligible difference, like a little bit more of like a malty brown sugary side of that. But outside of that, like, man, it's just MGP rye, which there's nothing wrong with MGP rye, but like,
But you just know when you're drinking MGP rye.
yeah, do a little better. Yeah, like I would like to see that in the mesquite casks for a while. But like, I bet they spend like less than a month in the mesquite casks.
See, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
For the consumer, I'm sure for them they can say that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
up the price, and it's nice, but
Well, they're also in the process, since they are one of the bigger, more successful Arizona distilleries. They're branching outside of Arizona at this moment.
see, I think it's worth taking that in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I'd say
Well,
6 months.
I think it's kind of their way of saying like, hey, we still have product available, because they got to keep the product flowing. Because
Yeah.
from what we've seen from them and all, like, I don't think they're very pro the whole just releasing crappy whiskey. So I think they found some whiskey I thought was good, did a little bit of extra stuff to it, and then like we're like, hey, this is ours. Like, I don't love that, but I also like, it's not bad whiskey at all. It's just like, it's not special.
Yeah, it's not what you would
Yeah.
Del Bach price for.
It's not what I expect from them. It's not even inherently it's a price point issue. It's just since we kind of have an expectation with, oh, well, you get more water.
Hydration, people.
Yeah. Hydrate or die. Hydrate or die.
Who's the beer company that says take the moment to do a water break?
Not a clue.
No, not beer. It's liquor. I think it's. I forget what it is. Yeah.
I just knew that used to be like a huge like military saying back in the day. They don't do that anymore because
Water
some people I think got sick or something from being forced to drink water. So now it's more of like take a knee and drink water, because it used to be like a huge saying. It used to be hydrate or die.
Hydrate or die.
Okay.
Don't miss out on your hydration.
Yeah, Tim, we're getting a little rocked just trying some of these samples. So
No, I'm just talking about sobriety.
shut that. No. All right. So what we're getting into is the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, which is awesome. So we're going to take this last one serious before we wrap this all up, because this is going to be the first Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottle I know how much these bad boys run. On a minimum, they're like $130. On a maximum, thousands of dollars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're like cash strength Scotch picks. Essentially.
So what you wanted out of the Scotch?
Yeah, so this is Scotch if you controlled it. This is our first bottle. This one is going to be bottle 63.82. This is 2 Middle Fingers. That's the name of the pick. And it is 132.6 proof Speyside Scotch. Yeah. Let's get into it. Cheers. Okay, you can
I was just trying to rep
to 2022.
to 2022.
Wow. That's a lot of ethanol compared to what we've been drinking.
But honestly, like, still very Scotchy. Like, but in a good way.
Yeah, we had a malt heavy stream tonight. So this isn't
It's
so
lighter,
yeah, it's
way lighter, but like rich.
yeah, it's
a
not
rich light,
mhm.
light rich.
But usually, so like when you go like American whiskey to like Scotch, usually you're like you're not expecting the Scotch to come in this. Like it's like the maltiness, it's not so apparent per se. Like we're used to the malt. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking of making a video of why every whiskey should be cash strength.
What about the cask strengths?
Well, no, like why like cash strength is the perfect
What would it mean to
proof.
double cask strength something?
How would you what?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. How does one double cask strength it?
You don't. Like I mean if you took a cash strength whiskey and you put it in another barrel, that would just be double barreling it.
So there's no way of double cask strengthing something.
No.
What if you did like half cask and then half cask? So it's a double barrel cask strength.
Then it would just be a double barrel. It would be a cash strength whiskey that's been double barreled.
Sounds good.
Wouldn't matter.
Just-
I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of whiskey enters at like X amount of proof, and then it comes out of whatever proof
yeah,
it's at.
there's-
Like it's
there's
just
the actual process of the distilling, and then they proof it down from there. But from there, if they proofed it back up,
I don't think there's a way of proofing it back up outside of just like
Adding more.
hoping that the water evaporates before the ethanol does.
yeah, we should experiment sometime.
We'll talk about that more
Let's
off
get it
stream.
Okay. So yes, very Scotchy, but rich Scotchy.
Oh, that's incredible.
I think that's the only time I've ever had like a breathtaking moment on Scotch.
It's minty. Why is it like
No.
it has a little bit of a so the finish, black licorice, not minty, black licorice.
Yes.
Like anise. It's like this like blue raspberry anise. A little bit of pepper. Man, another takeaway from 2022. Speyside Scotch is one of my favorite scotches. Like so I used to love peated Scotch the most. I don't really care about peated Scotch anymore.
I still like peated
Like,
Scotch occasionally.
I like it, but like, man,
It's basically it's,
most of those are collecting
or
dust.
Highland non-peated.
Yeah.
are also-
Yeah, like but Speyside, I like
Speyside
even
specifically
better
is
than
pretty
like finished Highlands.
Well, it's because Speysides sometimes don't need a finish.
Mm-hmm.
They're just good. But no, I think I agree with you. It's like that black licorice, and there's
Yeah.
But before that, it's also
man.
got a really. It almost tastes chocolatey in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah, like there's like this brown sugar, like milk chocolate. It's a milk chocolate. It's not a heavy, dense like baking chocolate or dark chocolate, but man, there's like a milky. There is that like grassy hay funk that like what it
Weeded bourbons have.
no. It's like it's a scotchy like barley note. It's not malty. It's like a lemongrass note.
Oh, it's kind of like rye. like summarize, like
Mhm.
not vegetal, but like lightly tinted.
Yeah, it's I guess vegetal mixed with hay, if that makes
Hay,
sense.
though. Like alfalfa.
Sure, grass, lemon.
No,
That's
no.
why I always call it the lemongrass.
No, but like, so like alfalfa is kind of like it's a bush, but it's a bush that's super sweet. So
The
it's-
bush.
It's bush. Love bush. No, but this has got like a really weird.
This is
There's that transition in the middle where it goes down from being like the chocolate toffee to something else, and then it comes out with the vegetable. I don't know what that middle ground is. You know what I'm talking about?
I would say here, let me. So, little nutty, oaky, heavy vanillas, brown sugars, and then it becomes like fruity, this like blueberry, oak, vanilla, lemongrass, and then finishes into like that like licoricey note and like a
It's just
peppery note.
Maybe it's just the transition from fruity to licorice that I'm not
Mhm.
used to as much.
It's
That's
it goes
actually-
it goes like
That's
it
very weird.
yeah, it dumps heavy into like this like earthy spice. Yeah, you gotta drive.
That's for you, buddy boy.
Yeah, so
No,
Tim,
but it's very interesting because that blueberry-ish, going from that to licorice is odd. You know, it's like foreign in a way.
it's a ride, man.
Oh yeah. And
This
like I
is
said,
the most
only
interesting
I think it's the
scotch I've
only-
ever
yeah, I think
had.
it's the only scotch that's ever been like, like outside of it being just like. Super
I like
peaty.
how aggressive it is too. Like it's the mid palate to the finish is just like two middle fingers. Like it becomes this like very
It's almost a different
spicy,
whiskey.
aggressive whiskey.
Yeah. Very different from the beginning. Very
I
different.
like
from
it.
the nose overall.
You know. And I agree with Tim Swoop. Give me cash strength so I can adjust it with water to fit my taste.
For shizzle, man. is
Yeah,
long.
because like right now I'm enjoying this at proof, but like man, if I was just chilling, I would like this with a little bit of a like ice cube to dilute it, probably. But like man, that's why I just think everything should be at cash strength.
Yeah. Sure.
Hanging AZ, woo, 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 woo. Mr. Lopez, cheers. Hope you had a fantastic holiday and Christmas with your family. Happy New Year's, y'all.
Well,
Appreciate the support.
we're getting there.
Yeah, well,
Oh, have a happy New Year.
yeah, hope you all have a happy new year. Have a happy new year. Have a holly jolly Christmas.
This is good luck. In case anyone didn't know.
Hunt a hay with a note of honey and on. Oh man, you're shaking me so much. I'm intoxicated. It's gonna make me sick. Hay
The
with a note of honey
and
and Irish dirt clod.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe. Does it have a no? It's not minerally.
No. That's
No.
the furthest thing from it. It's all very. I don't want to say natural because that's not the word to use, but it's like
I want to say earthy, but it's more of like a spicy. I would say peppery, like roots and peppercorns
it's
and
like
things
if you
of
were to
that
walk into a
nature.
greenhouse and all of those scents kind of like hit you at once.
Yeah, but greenhouses, I think of like dirt and like fucking
But no, but that's part of it. Is it has like a odd.
third
like-
strike.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, did you?
That's the third word of the day.
Fuck.
That's third. Have you watched
Gentlemen.
Yellowstone?
Yeah,
Dude,
I haven't
gr-
seen the new season.
I have Peacock, so I can't see the new
Like
season
1
until
through
it's
4 or
1
whatever.
through 4.
Yeah.
Man, greatest show ever.
It is a good show. It's
Like
a
one of
really
the
good show.
greatest shows ever. That isn't like some weird like little like nerdy pastime or whatever. Andor also, yeah, we're gonna get into the last like 5 minutes is gonna be us talking. Let's talk about all the fantastic shows that came out this year that we're tracking.
I'm down.
I think Yellowstone, obviously.
Like
I mean,
early this
I
year.
I just got caught up on it, but like that's a show I wasn't tracking early.
Fantastic show.
Recently, Andor. I've really liked Andor.
Is it good?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That the new Tom Clancy, what is it called? Jack Ryan with John Krasinski. Fantastic. Love that stuff. I know this year they released the Terminal List from Jack Carr.
I do want to watch
Yeah.
that. The one that's got
Chris Pratt. Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say Brad Pitt.
Different.
I just recently watched Fury again for the first time in a hot minute. Man, that show's so good. That him, so Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, and John Bernthal. Stellar cast. Excellent movie. It's raw. It's gritty. It's just perfect. And I know it's a dramatization because it's very dramatic for like
Yes.
even a World War II movie, but like, man, incredible.
Yes. Well, and then we've got the two big shows of the year that were anticipated to be great, that had all the money in the world dumped into them, that had all of the background to come up to them.
I don't know which ones you're tracking now.
House of Dragon, Rings of Power.
Oh, so I didn't watch Rings of Power because I heard it was like some garbage, whatever. But House of Dragon grew on me. I think House of Dragon's really, really good.
House of Dragon. Well, because
I wish they added a little bit more. Kind of like so my biggest pet peeve is when you do a TV show. No, I don't care about the time jumps.
Oh,
When you do a TV show and then you plan on having a second season.
before the first season's done.
Yeah, so you write the first season as in there's going to be continuation, so you don't add like a nice little, maybe not a tight little bow, but like you just don't really conclude
leave
anything
it,
or like
yeah.
leave it on like a cliffhanger. Like
okay.
you just kind of leave it,
So,
because that's how like House of Dragon felt. They just kind of
but
left it there.
I will say the only reason I'm okay with that is because they
We knew there was going to be a second
No,
season.
not even that. Not even that. The only reason is because House of Dragon followed Game of Thrones' usual agenda where they throw something in the mix toward the end of the season, if not the last episode, that's like shit. You know, like those like moments where like Red Wedding. Those moments
Oh,
where
that's
like
such a good scene.
dude, I know, but like those like Battle of the Bastards, like moments where you're like, that was great. And I
Mhm.
didn't expect it. And it was so good because I didn't expect it. You
Yeah.
know? Like because like the end of the final episode, like you just see basically the whole season being set up for what like was supposed to be war. And then you watch as it goes from war to like all out revenge.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason I was okay with how they ended it, because you were like, I have to see the next season simply because I'm watching the whole dynamic of the story change dynamically, not dynamic.
Daenerysly, dynamically,
Dragonamically.
Dragonamically.
Dragonamically, okay? But like those kinds of moments in Game of Thrones, House of
Mhm.
Dragon, that whole series are what make them great. And I think the way they ended it was right on par.
Yeah, I think House of Dragons was a little like slow episode 1 and 2, but man,
Well, there was also a
after like
little,
3 and
midway
4,
to it.
it just kept on going.
Oh yeah, and it was just so good. Like every
Yeah.
time you heard like Lannister, Targaryen, like
Yeah,
Targaryen.
I wish I did a little bit more research on like what the time realm was, because I thought it was significantly closer to the original like Game of Thrones. Because
Well,
I don't.
That also threw me for a loop because there were moments where they mentioned Aegon, and you're like, Aegon the first.
He's
Aegon the second.
like, I thought he was like the Mad King,
Right,
and it
'cause
turns
there's
out
that
like
Aegon, and
it
then there's
turns
the
out
Aegon
it's like
before that
300 years
Yeah.
previously. So it's like, okay, man, none of these characters are going to be the Mad King or whatever. So like,
Yeah.
it was just a whole nother dynamic I wasn't tracking. But it's still like, after I did the research, I think it was an incredible show.
Well, and the fact that it spanned like literally 30 years, 40 years, something
Mhm.
like that.
Ooh, another show. Yeah, no, sorry. We'll cut House of Dragon short a little
House
quick.
Dragon stuff.
Good show.
Great
Watch
show.
that shit. The
No
Give
fourth
me-
F word.
yeah. Here, we're gonna go a little bit. No, it's not on Disney Plus.
No Disney.
F you,
Plus, sir.
Disney Plus.
Good
You're
lord.
garbage. Although me
You
and
said
Olivia,
Andor.
did just recently watch
Show
the
me.
newest one. Okay, this one, The Peripheral.
Oh, I
There we
haven't seen
go.
that one.
That is a really good show. They again another pet peeve. They left it on kind of like a cliffhanger of like let's. I mean, cliffhangers are inevitable though
I was
because you
gonna
got to
say,
keep
that's how
the.
they get the second
Yeah,
season.
I'm just mad because I wanted it to just be done with the story and call it a day, which is a weird thing because usually I hate when shows only go one season, but then I also do like a clean and neat story.
Oh, wait. Speaking of that, how do you feel about Henry Cavill? He's
Dude.
not going to be in.
Oh, that
Witcher. He's not
that-
going to be Superman.
Hey, guess what? Y'all just ruined The Witcher.
Seriously, they actually added a new Witcher show on.
Yeah,
Netflix, too.
I'm not gonna watch that. That's garbage. Why don't you just throw it in the freaking trash?
Well, it's like why
Henry
wouldn't you
Cavill
continue?
was a great whatever the hell the Witcher dude name is. I played the show for like literally maybe like 3 hours of my whole life.
Geralt.
Yeah, Geralt of Rivia. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I know the show. Hey, I watch more TV than play video games because TV you can consume without having to actively participate,
But
which
that's what makes
I
games fun sometimes.
enjoy. Yeah. So sometimes I play Grand Theft Auto.
Grand
Someone's
Theft
been playing someone's been playing some Grand Theft Auto.
Auto.
That's what I do.
Uh-oh.
And sometimes they'll just like, put on some brass knuckles and beat a hooker to death. And Olivia's like, dear Lord, as she subsequently, like when her turns up, because
She goes on a rampage and
we
runs
play,
people over all day.
she doesn't run people over, but she drives until she accidentally murders a shit ton of people. And then the cops come after her and she either kills herself by crashing into something she shouldn't or just gets shot to death by the cops.
Good lord.
Because that's how Grand Theft Auto works. Yeah, me and Olivia still occasionally play Grand Theft Auto. What is it, 5?
yes.
Whatever. Speaking of, that has been one of the best video games of all time. Like, but the amount of people who still play that to this day, including myself, because I just play the story mode because I'm, too lazy to do the whole online whatever stuff. But like, that game has lasted longer than most games have.
All the Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
games do. Well, at least the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, I guess I did play Grand Theft Auto for a lot
Well, yeah.
as a
that
kid.
One, that one lasted like 5-6 years, something like that. Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah. Did you see the prequel 1923?
I did
No,
not,
we
'cause
did
I don't
not.
have Paramount
Yeah, I
Plus.
think that's on Paramount. I honestly, full disclosure, after I saw the whole Yellowstone stuff, I was like, man, I should buy Paramount Plus.
I know, you're like,
I was like, I should do it.
Yeah.
I should do it. I don't want to spend more money.
That's fine.
Check out The Recruit on Netflix. I watched that. It's okay. Some of those spy movies are a little like just like unrealistic to the point where I'm like, man, this is not how that shit works. House of Dragon could have used a few more bottles and less grab ass battles.
It's okay, but I know what
Man, I'm a
happens.
little
It
drunk.
happens.
Hey man, that's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. Those asses are gonna get grabbed. It's gonna happen. It's natural. Looked really boring. Yeah, I watched the trailer and I was like, man, where's Geralt?
Seriously.
Where's Henry?
You
So
need-
wait. So we'll wrap this up with this because this is something I don't actually know, so I need to know more.
Okay.
Here, don't worry, I'll grab your glass. What is this?
Oh, that was the Delbach rye.
Dude, we've been drinking so much quality whiskey, and this is just like
Shit.
it's like you've been running hot all night. You're like, I'm freaking ready to go, and it's like,
Yeah, you're like,
just shits at you like on the last minute. And you're like, what?
that wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah, no man, this ain't it, chief. This objectively for a $40 bottle, not a bad whiskey, but like, dude, inflation. That's how much 95.5 rye costs nowadays. Unless if it's Bullet, which this is significantly better than Bullet.
Yes.
But no, so why was Henry Cavill removed? Did he just decide he didn't want to do it?
No, so he got called back to play Superman again. And so he was like conflicting time, whatever, for doing all that.
Because he is significantly more Superman. I mean, he's both, but like...
Yes, but like obviously...
Superman's going to pay a lot more.
Yes, and it takes a lot more time. So he basically said, no, I'm going to go do Superman. And then they said, we're not doing Superman anymore. So now he's not doing either one.
Man, I hope Netflix pulls their head out of their ass and is like, okay, well, sorry, whoever we recasted, but the man's in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. By Foghorn. Yeah, you didn't realize I knew the artist who sung that, but I do. But no, like, hopefully they pull their head out of their ass and realize that he is Geralt of Rivia.
He's just so good. He is the perfect person for the show.
So since they've already done so much with the show with him as the lead, I can't imagine them, like, if they restarted everything, I'd be okay with it. But I absolutely hate when a show stops midway through and then they just restart. Like, they could continue the story with a new character and they just pretend that it's okay. Like, The Witcher, in the predominantly successful story that they've been doing, is Henry Cavill.
Yes.
And that's it.
It's because of Henry Cavill.
Yeah, and that show in and itself is already kind of a nightmare because it's a little bit of a wild, like, storyline, plot line, where it's like the timeline doesn't make much freaking sense because they keep on jumping back and forth without telling you that they're jumping back and forth. Yeah. So it's already kind of like confusing as is. Like, you don't need to recast someone while you're doing that wild thing without telling us when's time now, when's the past, when's the future. Like, what are we doing, Chief? Yeah. That's my only gripe with that show, is the fact that they just jump around with the timeline for no reason.
Right, but then at the end it kind of like all fits together-ish.
Yeah, the last season at the end there, they kind of like and then they created one streamlined story, and it's like, oh, everything worked together, but like consuming that content up until that point was like a little bit of a confusing ride.
Like, if they just thrown a timestamp at the beginning of each episode so you knew which version you're getting, that probably would have been helpful.
Yeah,
but
or if they did like a 30 years previously, 29 years previously to the events that you just witnessed. Like, it's like they just needed that. All right, we're going to close this up because I know you got to be heading out. The new show is a prequel 1,000 years before Geralt. Okay. But yeah, why do we care about that 1,000 years before Geralt? Yeah. All elves. No. Nah, Chief. No. I want to see Geralt of Rivia. Yeah, because they didn't even freaking close up the storyline. Like, wasn't he supposed to save the world? But he's like, he met the child of surprise or whatever, and then it's like
they're about to go on their journey together. And do everything, and it's
like I feel like there was so much more that needed to be finished in 100%. That story. I bet they'll continue it. Like, it might be a long time before they continue it, but I bet they will.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully they do bring Henry Cavill back. They need it.
Whatever. That being said, this has been a wrap for this here live stream. Hope you all have been paying attention. This is our longest live stream to date. Yes. I really have to pee. No, dude, Hangin's been just slamming the chat ever since.
Don't you leave. We have things to talk about.
So if you continue showing up in 2023 and whatnot, this is something more I want to do where it's like, instead of just talking about whiskey, like, what if we just have a live stream where it's like we drink whiskey and we talk about like Star Wars or something? Like, I feel like we could talk about that for hours. I mean, this is what we normally talk about, but you know, that's neither here nor there. This is I'm tangenting so much. This is a wrap for today's video. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. This is the last live stream of this year for Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. So from the bottom of my heart and from all of these people over here at, we'll call it Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans Productions, which is mostly entirely me. It's honestly just me. But like Alec, Olivia, hope you guys have a great new year. Hope your new year's come out well. Hope you guys get everything you want out of next year. Put those good vibes in the air. That is a wrap, though. Check out some Balcones single malts. Those are phenomenal. Pray for Henry
Cavill.
Man, this is rough. Henry Cavill to take over as Geralt of Rivia for the Witcher series again. But yeah, for Alec H. I almost totally doxed your last name.
Alec.
This is Steven. This has been Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.